It's a busy week for Apple today. New versions of its iPhone and iPad are expected to be released at the company event at its headquarters out in California. And then tomorrow, in a more somber location, the company will head to federal court to face off against the U.S. government. So joining us now to break it all down is Roger Cheng. He's the executive editor over at CNET. And Roger, this is an interesting story here. Bloomberg had a story that detailed a more behind-the-scenes look at the Apple case with the FBI. Among some of the things we learned, Apple actually provided the FBI with early access to the iOS 8 operating system. So what exactly did the FBI learn from this early look, and how did they put it to use?
Right. Well, actually, this is a debate that's gone back as far as 2010 with the introduction of FaceTime, which was sort of the first encrypted communication that Apple put out. And then fast forward to iOS 8 2 years ago, and Apple gave the FBI early access, and the FBI was shocked that they sort of closed that loophole or that backdoor access that they were able to get with prior versions of iOS.
Now, let's talk about some of those prior versions and whatnot, because the FBI had used an access point on some of these iPhones and iPads in the past to collect information about criminal suspects. So why exactly did it change, and what did the company think the government was so on board with the change? Why did they go through that course of action?
Right. Well, ultimately for Apple, security is the new premium feature for them. They've spent the last few years talking about how, unlike other large tech companies, Apple values your personal information more than say, a Google. Apple felt that it had the government's backing because it actually worked with the government to sort of talk China down from demanding a backdoor access to its phones, the same thing that the FBI is requesting now.
So this backdoor access point and whatnot, I mean, it's in essence closing that port that had been there before. So what was the government's reaction? What was Apple's reaction to that once we figured out, or once we knew that that backdoor access or that key was closed?
I mean, look, this is something that's a concern for the FBI. They've made the point that there's never been any time in history in the U.S. that there's been a place that they can't reach without a warrant. What Apple has effectively done is created this safe space. So that's great for you and I in terms of keeping our personal information safe, but for criminals and terrorists, that also means they've got a safe haven to plan out and to communicate with other folks.
So that gets at the heart of the controversy, is the balance between our personal protections and safety versus our civil liberties and our rights to have our privacy protected. So the company and the agency, they're going to face off in court tomorrow. Are you expecting anything substantial out of this thing, or what exactly could we expect out of this particular proceeding?
Right. I mean, they're both going to argue their case. We are expecting a ruling, not necessarily tomorrow, it'll probably come later. But really, this is going to be a long-term issue. Whatever decision the judge comes up with will be appealed. It will likely go to the Supreme Court. And a lot of folks are asking for Congress really to step in and create consistent rules for everyone to play by.
Now, it's fair to say, I guess, Roger, that this is going to go down one of two ways. Either Congress is going to have to act, or it's going to be the Supreme Court. Roger, thank you so much for your thoughts and insight there about Roger Cheng. He's the executive editor over at CNET. And thanks for watching. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.